Okay, we are live. Hello, Gerri. Hello, everyone. My name is Cindy, and welcome to my channel. And this is a feature of an OUTSCHOOL teacher. And Gerri, thank you for coming to my channel. Could
You're
you tell us a
welcome.
little bit about yourself?
Sure. Thank you for having me. My name is Gerri Tumblin. I live in the southeast of the US and I teach for OutSchool. I teach art classes and a little bit of baking classes on OutSchool. Um, I have two grown boys, 20 and 23, and raised them out in the Southwest desert. So I'm kind of back to the southeast. I used to be here. So, yeah, two cats that I love, and I teach day and night.
Day and night.
Day and
Oh,
night, yeah.
cool.
So
Okay.
I do teach ESL as well.
Okay, great. So how long have you been with OutSchool?
So I'm coming up on a year. I applied and was approved in May, but I didn't teach my first class until I think it was like June 12th or 15th
Okay,
of last year. Yeah.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
So how did you get into OutSchool?
Well, I had actually been seeing ads, I maybe on Facebook or other venues for quite a while about it, and I didn't pay totally close attention. My boys were older; they were already in high school and were out of high school already, finishing, and I didn't focus on it too much because I was already juggling three jobs.
Oh, wow.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and so I was like, I don't know what I can, if I can take on more. I just don't think I can take on more. And last year it started coming up more and more in the forefront of my, of things that I was looking at. And it piqued my interest. I actually signed up like as a parent, I guess, even though my son was technically older. And I started getting a lot of emails, but I had to put it on the back burner because I was selling my house and relocating cross country in the middle of a pandemic. And
Oh,
so it was
wow.
complicated.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine who you've had on the channel, Rebecca, so she went ahead and applied,
Yeah.
and it made me think about it again. And I thought, I really should do this. I've wanted to teach art for years and years. And I
Yeah.
did as a volunteer teacher for several years. I did. And I taught basically a whole school. And
Cool.
this was basically the opportunity for me to bring that back in my life. And it was a major goal for me. And I
Wow.
said, I'm never going to be ready. I'm just going to do it. So I did.
Excellent. Now, I went to your channel and I watched your welcome video. I loved it. It was excellent.
Thank
And
you.
I would go ahead and share my screen, and then you can tell us,
Okay.
we'll just show your classes, and
Okay.
you can tell us a little bit about your classes.
Okay.
You can go ahead and start introducing your classes because it takes me a
Sure.
second.
Okay, no problem. Well, I teach a bunch of different art classes. So originally my intention was to teach a lot of older kids, but sometimes when it's non-academic or non-gaming or whatever, it can be a little bit trickier, as you might know too. So I decided to venture into the littles, and it's been a very popular decision for me to make. So I teach painting classes. I teach hand lettering classes as well. My mixed media and art journal class is one of my main teen classes. And what we do is we take an old unused book and we actually convert it into an art journal. So every week that we meet, we do a different page in the journal. So I have a couple of pages to show you. I've got my line design page. It could be something simple like that, or it could even be like chalk pastel drawings or collage. But I teach painting a lot during the week to ages 4 through 7. And we meet every week and we do a process art painting project. So it means that we're doing a lot of hands on, not just with paintbrushes, it might be string. This week we're doing sponges. We use a lot of different things. The hand lettering classes, I have an ongoing class for that as well. And we do different projects. We don't only do, for instance, we don't only do like lettering projects, but I brought this one. We're working on a thankful tree. So it's
Mm.
halfway between now and Thanksgiving. And I do a Thanksgiving thankful tree. And so I decided this is a good time to bring that one back as I cycled through some of those lessons after doing about 20
Wow.
of them. I have about 20 lessons for my ongoing projects.
I
So
want to
we're
take your classes.
so
Ah,
we do lettering, we do projects with mixed media like paper and markers and chalk pastels. What else do I teach? So I also teach an animal drawing class. So every
yeah.
week We learn a few facts about the animals. I'm not an animal expert, but I enjoy drawing them. And the other thing that I love is just challenging myself a little bit. And
Mhm.
so I learned something like drawing animals. I wouldn't say that I'm an expert at it, but I've worked for years on drawing skills. And I'm teaching them how to break things down into simple shapes. So this is more for ages 7 to 11.
Okay.
So we break things down into simple shapes to then create either a cartoonish or a realistic drawing of this animal. And we're following the alphabet. So like
Wow.
last week we did a quail. That's where I was in the alphabet. I was on cue. So here's a couple of my samples. I keep them really simple.
Wow.
And then or we can do something a little bit more realistic. So I have options for them.
Very
And I just try to
cool.
keep it really simple. And then if we have time and we put them together, we decorate a little bit. And it's fun. So it's been good. I've loved to reach even more learners that are a little bit older. I love the little ones, and we have a blast.
Mhm.
Like I said, this week we're doing sponge painting and we're creating a floral bouquet. So I try to
Love
theme
it.
things in there as well.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's the thing about OutSchool is they encourage us to teach what we're passionate about.
Right.
And I can tell that you are passionate about it. And
Yeah,
that is, you found your niche. So that is great.
definitely. Yeah,
I
definitely
can
passionate about art.
I remember way back when I first met you, kind of online, you were kind of struggling to get bookings at the very beginning, because that's how it goes for teachers. You kind of have to, build up your clientele.
Sure.
But I love your classes. I mean, that's why
Thank
I'm doing
you.
this, because I want to
Thank
showcase your
you.
classes and just let everybody know what amazing teachers we have and amazing classes, and just the kids have great opportunities. It's
Thank
just
you.
like
Yeah,
when you go to a school, you kind of are kind of stuck with whatever teachers you have there.
right.
Sometimes
Right.
you don't always like them, but without school you can find
Right.
someone who truly loves what they do, and you can learn
Yeah.
from them and grow. And even if I
Right.
didn't like art, you're bringing the love of art to the students.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, some of my classes, I've definitely still have the challenge of more drawing more learners, but I have
Yeah.
more of a track record now that's helpful. I mean, my painting class for the little ones is definitely popular. I think I've got like 370 views or
Wow.
saves on that one. I was
Wow.
like 370 saves on that one. Yeah, they just really like
Great.
that one. That
Well,
one is,
I
I
was
was gonna
gonna say
say,
art is something, as a parent, when I homeschooled, I'm not that great at art.
right.
And so it's great to have someone, outside of your little circle
Well,
that
my big thing when I'm teaching too, because like I say, I'm very transparent about, I mean, I'm not an expert at some of these things. I'm learning as we go. I have a lot of passion for it. And there's certain things that, like this journaling is a passion of mine
I love
because
that.
journaling, and this is just an old book. I haven't done the cover yet. And there's just all kinds of different things in here. So like we did grapes and
Wow. Oh
we
my
also,
goodness.
we also follow the alphabet in this book too as a way of having a little structure and a little bit of like inspiration. So I just pick a topic, and this was mixed media. So we did watercolor and oil pastels. We
Wow.
incorporate the letter somehow into the page, and
Wow.
it
So what
exposes them.
age is that for? I'm sorry. What age is that
Well,
for?
so I started offering it from a group of 9 to 13 and then 14 to 18 if they wanted to take it at 18.
Mhm.
And my 9 to 13 did well for a little while, and my few learners had to all drop out when school went back because they all went back to the building.
Mhm.
But my older ones, I ended up getting a couple of them that stuck with me for a while. And they've since moved on, and I have a couple of other ones. So it's kind of back and forth. I really want to bring it back to the 9 to 13. They have a ton of extra energy and excitement for it too. And
Yeah.
all of this is brand new. The teens are great. I love them. I wish I had more of them. So I am offering Art Journal Camp this summer for both age groups.
Oh,
I'm
that's
offering a wizard camp with some art. It's about art though. And
yeah.
I'm offering a rainbow camp. So we're doing warm colors, cool colors, and black and white this summer.
Wow. That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. So it's going to be really fun. But the main
Once a week,
thing,
twice a week, once a
my
week.
So my ongoing classes, of course, are once a week, and I have several sections of each one. I take a lot of times I don't have a lot going on Thursday and Friday, but I'm bringing back some camps on those days as well. My camps are 3 days. I felt like 5 was too much. There's some supplies involved, and it's art. It's art. So you have to have things. You can't show up with just a marker.
Right.
Sometimes my classes are just markers and pens, and that can be hard for students too.
Yeah.
So it's they're 3 days. So like rainbow camp will be like a warm colors one day. I pulled out my stuff so I can show you guys. It's
Oh,
hard to talk about art and then not have art. So
yeah.
warm colors, we'll do some fruit. Cool colors, we're going to do an underwater. And so we're going
Wow.
to do some paint.
I want to
And
come. Oh my gosh. That looks like I could put on my.
I'm working really hard to get all prepared. Yeah, all prepared. So I'm working on my wizard camp too. And then, yeah, that's my rainbow camp, and it'll have a little show and share time too for the little ones. They'll
Mhm.
probably like that a lot. And I have a few enrollments already going, so that's exciting. And then my baking has been good just because it's a passion of mine too. It's brownies and cookies. And I hope that'll pick up again for the summer. I've had off and on that going on, but I do have a classic baking series, and that's 3 days.
Okay.
And that'll be sprinkle cookies, scones, and banana bread.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, are you going to do any flex classes?
I am slowly,
You should.
slowly working on a flex class. It's
Yeah.
just because, as you can see, I have to do a lot of artwork. So I have done a lot of artwork before for some of these projects, but every time I develop a new class, I have to do all the artwork, and sometimes I do the steps. So I'll do 2 or 3 extra pages that are just the steps, not all the way. It
Right.
takes a lot of time. Art is a lot of time.
Yeah. I figured that I saw one person that said that in order to make their flex classes, they went ahead and did they did the class and then they did the recording for the flex class right after.
So I've done a couple of those, but
Yeah.
sometimes I need to just like not talk for a while. And so I'm getting better at that now. I'm getting better at doing a little bit more video. And yeah, after teaching ASL and then teaching art, sometimes I'm like, I just need to stop talking.
Yeah, because I've been making videos and it's like, oh man, I have time today. And I'm like, I don't feel like it. So definitely.
I'm slowly doing that. I want to have like 8 classes for the flex, but I'm willing to just stop at 4 and see how that goes. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for the fall that I'll definitely start that. It's just a slower process. But I just want to say one more thing about art, because you were saying this, and I feel like this is so important to make sure this message comes out. And that is that in my video, I say that creativity takes courage, because we're not always good at these things. And I'm not even that great at them. I have to work at them. But being the art teacher is being the mentor, being the guide, giving some inspiration. And so one of my painting classes is not about specific tools and projects like sponges. We just come with a topic. And I taught it yesterday, and it's a really beautiful little tiny class where I just say, today we're painting hats. And I have a couple examples. Or last week, today we're painting berries. Strawberries, blueberries, whatever berries. And I have a couple of examples, and I have images for them to be inspired by. And they come up, it's just bring paint and paper and paint, and we're chatting. And these are 5- and 6-year-old kids. And we're talking and painting the whole time. And if the class grows a little bit, I want to do breakout rooms. I've tried it a little bit, but with only a few. I want to have 4 or more for breakout rooms. And sometimes when I have 4, I kind of want to just all stay and talk, because we're getting connection. So
great. Love it so much. So for those of you watching, I'm going to go ahead and put Gerri's profile link at the bottom of this video. And I'm also going to put a link for a free class. So if you've never tried OutSchool, you can get a free class, and I'll link that below. If you want to teach for OutSchool, I also have a link for that. And stay tuned for more videos like this. I have another video actually today of another teacher. And I'm going to just keep doing videos. So if you're a teacher and you want me to put you on this, I also have this link to a Facebook page. So I'm going to put those on the Facebook page, and hopefully that will grow, and we will reach parents, other teachers, and just share the love, right? I mean, I just have enjoyed getting to know you guys and seeing what you're actually doing, instead of just looking right at I know you can go to OutSchool and you can kind of scroll through, but really hearing someone in conversation just makes it all come alive. So thank you so much for coming to my video. Do you have any other things you'd like to say to everyone?
I really appreciate you inviting me, and sign up for classes. Make art. It's very therapeutic.
Send it to a friend if you know someone that homeschools, or maybe their kids are sick, they are home from school.
Right.
There's lots of different situations that you could do this in, and you can also send them the link for the $20 free class.
Right,
so
exactly.
For free,
I always encourage kids, if they don't have everything that is in my supply list and there's only a couple classes that have real specifics, come with what you have, and then we'll figure it out. And you can create with what you had. I had a kid join my painting class and did not have paint. And so he took his marker, and I was like kind of laughing about it, but he took his markers out and he did actually a beautiful job. He did a beautiful job. So
I had a knitting kid come, and all he had was a ball of yarn that was completely tangled up. For the entire class, he untangled the yarn, but I told him that's an art too, because you have to be patient to untangle the yarn. And I gave him tips on untangling yarn. So there's always something you can learn.
That's hilarious. Thank you for having me today, Cindy.
Thank you for coming, and I will see you around. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
You too.